Later in the year, they go into hyperphagia. This is when bears' appetite goes through the roof. Late September, for 6 to 8 weeks, they eat probably 50 pounds a day of food, maybe 20 to 25 kilos. Lots of fish. The wild bears head to the rivers, so we want to mimic that cycle. Here comes Grinder through the grasses down there. So we'll be giving them salmon and some meat, some red meat. We don't give them live food. We don't sort of lower the goat in or anything like you see in the movies. It's pre-frozen, and they'll get nice and fat. Cooler here, he's over 900 pounds today. In November, he'll be probably over 1,100 pounds. They have to get nice and fat. During the winter, they don't eat, they don't drink for maybe 5 months, depending how long the winter is. Well, they accumulate brown fat and they can rehydrate. They can metabolize that fat into water. We do provide them with water in case they. The other thing about bears and hibernation is they're not hibernators, not true hibernators. So if you take a ground squirrel or a marmot, for example, those things are comatose. You can pick them up during hibernation. They don't wake up. Bears wake up every day actually. And they do exercise. They don't eat or drink, but they do exercise. Now, an animal of this size, if it laid flat for 4 or 5 months, the muscles would waste away. They wouldn't be able to stand up in the spring. So it's very important. These daily exercise lasts for anything up to an hour, maybe. And I don't mean they get up and go on the treadmill, you know, or on the elliptical or anything like that. But they just move and stretch, you know, and. They do get help from nature. They have isometric contractions. These are involuntary muscle twitches. So this pulls on the tendons, on the bones. It keeps their bone density good, keeps their muscles in good shape. So, you know they're not fully awake. They're kind of half awake, as it were. Their heart rate drops, metabolic rate drops, breathing rate drops. So it is a form of hibernation, but it's not full on. Hey, pull the bear cooler. Grinder. So you can see the claws on the front feet. These are about 5.5 inches long. They're non-retractable. They're designed really for digging. They like the roots of plants. They like ants and worms. Also used for moving obstacles like rocks and logs. Lots of strength in these animals. This shoulder hump is about 90% muscle. And the claws also for taking the face off pythons as well. Very useful. I'm just seeing who's listening. So they're like, okay, then where's the food? Ah, well. Okay, so Ken and Stephanie have taken the food onto that deck. If you're with breakfast with the bears, and only if you're with breakfast with the bears, we're going to walk around now to that deck. But we're going to actually try and trick the bears. We're very cruel like that. We're going to go back this way. So I just want you guys to see the den before we head into the house. Now the bears, are they going to follow their noses that way, or are they going to follow up? The thing is, their route into this part of the habitat is under that bridge. They can't get into it from this way.
Genau, dass jetzt etwas überkommen. Du wüsstest genau, dass ich